Hey guys, Chris Love, Normal Fat Guy here, and it's just a few days before Citizens Bank Park. I know a lot of you are super excited, and it may be your first Spartan race or maybe your first stadium race. And I got some things to help you get ready for the race this Saturday. First off, I got a free stadium prep kit that you can get to. There's a link in the description below. It's spartanobstacles.com/stadium-prep-kit. And that'll take you there. All you do, enter your email, and I'll send you a link to download the kit. Now, on top of that, I have the Normal Guy's Guide to Obstacle Course Racing. It's a 230-page book talking about what obstacle courses are and what you need to do to be prepared. And I got like 60 pages going through every single Spartan obstacle. Now, for those of you who aren't that familiar with stadium racing, I've got a video that I made at an AT&T Stadium this year about what to expect at a stadium race. And that's what we're going to watch right now. Hey guys, Chris Love, the Normal Fat Guy here, standing outside of AT&T Stadium on the east side, over here by the spear throws. Now, today's Thursday, a couple days ahead of the race, and you see the spear throws are already set up. Now, they posted the map earlier this afternoon for this race, and just massive amounts of questions I saw posted on the Facebook event page. So I thought I'd come out here and answer some questions. Now, I think a lot of you don't necessarily run stadiums a lot, and for a lot of you this may be your first stadium race in the Spartan series. So you've got a lot of questions, and so I thought I'd answer them. First off, the map is probably not drawn all that well, and so I want to go over a little bit of that. First off, stadium maps are different than trail and mountain courses because they don't show the entire course. They show parts of the course, and that's because it goes underneath stands, on the mezzanines and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot that's going to be in the seats in the upper deck. They hardly ever show the course through those upper decks, and I think they kind of fluctuate that course right up to almost the day of kind of thing. So just be aware of that. Now, the race actually is going to start in the end zone over on the west side, the kind of the northwest end zone, corner of the end zone over there. And that's kind of also unusual. We did that at Dodger Stadium. We started out in the left field warning track out near the foul pole, and did a sprint straight to some military hurdles, around a corner into an A-frame, back out to some more military hurdles, rope climb up and at them. So, but here's what it looks like it's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be about a 130, 140 yard sprint straight across the field to probably some stairs to get up into the bleachers. We're going to run, looks like we're running up into the stands over there in the northeast corner of the stadium and start doing some other stuff. Eventually, it's going to wind around. There's going to be 2 more times we're going to be on the field, and so we're going to wind in and out. We're going to go up and down the decks a lot. Last year, I think I counted 32 floors of bear crawls on the staircases. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like there was 32, probably 64 flights of stairs, but there was a ton of stairs. So I just want to go over the stadium obstacles that you're probably not aware of if you haven't done a stadium race before. And that is, basically there's a series of workout obstacles. Now, the easiest one, probably going to be the hand release push-ups. Those are where you go down to do a push-up, bring your hands up off the floor, chest to deck, and then push back up. 90% of the time this is done in the visiting team locker room, and that's probably what they'll do here tomorrow. They have been doing some of this stuff on concourses and stuff lately, but I really suspect they'll do that in the locker room because they always try to wind you through the locker room at these stadium events because that's kind of cool. So the numbers on all of these obstacles, all these fitness obstacles, it's going to be 15 repetitions. Remember that, 15 repetitions. If you need to burpee an obstacle because you fail it, and you're not going to be able to fail these fitness ones, you're only going to have to do 15 obstacles, just to let you know, or 15 burpees. So you're going to do those hand release push-ups. Another one, you're going to do battle rope jump ropes. And this is jump ropes except with battle ropes. So those big, like 2 to 3 inch thick ropes, and you're going to do those. But there's a twist to it. You got to put a band around your ankles to keep your legs nice and tight, and you can take Hobie Call for that. Next is slam balls. If you're not used to that, it's for guys, I don't know what the women's is, but for guys it's a 25-pound slam ball, which is kind of like a really dense medicine ball, and it's probably about the size of my head. And basically you gotta lift it up over your head, slam it back down on the ground, pick it back up, and do this repeat over again. I'm gonna give you a little trick to that. Try to slam it in the ground with your hands right next to it, because the balls will bounce, and that'll give you a little bit of momentum going back up and save you some energy and make it just a little bit easier. Next is the rolling epic. Now, everybody sees this and goes, what the heck is a rolling epic? And that's because it's not necessarily a gym exercise, but where this came from, it was one of the earlier stadium races at Citi Field. They tried to do kind of crab walks or something, or these are the ab roller kind of things, and I just flopped for some reason. Anyway, I think Alex Nicholas, who runs the Epic Hybrid Training, which is kind of a popular gym in Manhattan and Miami and a few other places, created this thing. Basically what you do is you put your feet up on a little platform with wheels. They're really casters like you would have on the bottom of a moving cart. And anyway, you put your feet up on those, and you basically paddle yourself across on your hands about the length of 2 parking spots. Now looks like that it's on the map, so I got a feeling that's probably going to be underneath the stadium. It could be up on one of the concourses, though. There's a lot of room in these concourses here at the stadium, especially in the end zones, to do that. So probably over here in this east end zone, I expect that to be there. I also expect box jumps to be up on the concourses here too. And that's another one. You got to do 15 box jumps. Guys, it's 24 inches, and girls, I think, is 18. Don't quote me on that one necessarily. The very last obstacle before the gauntlet is the assault bike. And if you're not familiar with assault bikes, basically these are stationary bikes with handles. You've got to go push back and forth with your arms as well as pushing with your leg, and the resistance is done by a fan, which does give you a nice little breeze, but you got to do 15 calories on this. Now for me, I do this more and more now at Urban Fit, my Spartan gym back in Pennsylvania. And anyway, I can do that in about 40 seconds if I'm rested, but I'm really tired. Sometimes it takes me 2 minutes, so just do that accordingly. It may take you 3 minutes to get through it, but just have patience to do it. All right. There's going to be a lot of staircase bear crawls. Just be aware of that. You're going to be going up and down. They'll put bungee cords across the steps, and you're going to have to crawl on those steps all the way up. There's also a lot of what we call low crawls, and that's where they put bungee cords usually across ramps and make you kind of duck under them really low and get through that. And usually those are going up, but sometimes they've done them going down. So just be aware of that too. We also have jerry can carries. Guys, you got to get 2 of them. Basically, I think there's like 3 or 4 gallon water jugs, and usually it's about 100 to 200 yard carry you're gonna have to do. They usually put some vertical change like steps. They didn't do it last year, but the year before they had it over here on the northeast corner where the service center, where they brought back up the big semi trucks. They had to go up that ramp and back down. I don't know if they're going to do it tomorrow or not, or Saturday or not, but we'll see. Again, lots and lots of stairs. The Gladiator Gauntlet, another one that a lot of non-stadium racers don't know what that is. Basically, that's just heavy bags stacked that you got to run through at the very end. It's to replace the fire jump, because they're not going to put people to do fire jump in the middle of the stadium. No one's going to let them do that. That makes sense. So it's just a spin on the stadium race version of that. Now, unique to this particular race, it looks like we're going to be 2 rigs. 2 multi-rigs are on the map on the stadium itself. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know what kind of configuration they're going to be in. Normally for the stadium races, it's usually rings with a couple of Tarzan ropes right at the very end, but we could get a nice variation if they're going to have 2 different rigs, which could throw some people for some loops like me. So we'll see how that goes. Now it looks like that's going to be in the middle and towards the end of the race, so that's going to make it very interesting. There's a barbed wire crawl. That barbed wire crawl is going to be on the other side of those trees over there, going alongside the road. Now, they haven't done a barbed wire crawl at a stadium event since they had it at the Tampa Stadium, which I think was 2013 or 2014. So that is going to be very interesting to see how that's going to take place. I'm going to try to walk over there and maybe take a picture of that here in a minute. The spear throws you can see behind me is not hay bales. They reuse these foam targets from different races. I think they actually flipped them, from what I can tell right now, from National Stadium. So hopefully on the other side those are going to be pretty solid, which makes it easier to hit. They're getting a little worn out. But just be aware, the targets are actually smaller than at the trail races because they're not wide, just to let you know. And the Atlas carry is a little bit different than the big stone that you carry on the trail races. It actually looks like something you would use as a planter or something like that, but such a solid. Think about it like you see the base of that light over there. It's that kind of shape, just a little bit smaller. I would say the guys is probably, I don't know, 30, 40 pounds. It's really not that heavy. Again, you just got to carry it about the length of 2 parking spots, do your 5 burpees, and carry it back. And I think that's it as far as the obstacles. Most of the race is going to be in the stadium, so it won't be like 1,000,000,000 degrees in there, but you are going to come outside, it looks like 3 different times, so just be aware as you do that transition. I know from running this race before, it'll be like 70 degrees, and then you'll go through the door, and all of a sudden it's 100, and it's a big heat transition, so just be aware and be ready to expect that. This stretch through here, the spear throw, is actually the end of this particular outside stretch, and this is going to be a little bit longer. I'm going to estimate about 600-700 yards. This is probably outside, maybe even 1,000 meters, depends on stuff, and that's where the barbed wire crawl and a few other obstacles are. Overall, it's going to be at least 4 miles. I would expect it to be 4.5 miles. Now, this is a Stadium Series championship race. Now, some of the bigger names will be here at this race. I don't have a full list, but I can guarantee you there's going to be some bigger, really higher qualified in the elite heat. So if you get here before 7, you can catch those guys running. I expect there to be a heated battle between Bracken Cracker, Isaiah Vidal, and we'll see who else shows up. I think Ryan Kent's going to be here. Anyway, we'll see. There's going to be some really fast dudes here, and so it'll be interesting to see that. Now, women's going to be really stacked. The stadium race really attracts some of the top-end women that you may not necessarily know. Orla Walsh, Cassidy Watton, definitely going to be my 2 primary horses to win this particular race, but there's a few others like Kelly and stuff that are going to make their voice known as well. So at least 4 miles. I actually expect about 4.5. And that's not even really counting all the vertical change going up and down the stadium. Expect to go up and down at least 4 to 5 times from bottom to top at a race like this. And so just be prepared. The morning heats, I've got an 8-15 age group. It says it's going to be about 80 degrees. Today it's a little bit breezy coming out of the south. Dry heat, which I actually love. But Saturday, I think there's going to be some moisture coming in, so it may get a little more humid. By the end of the day, it's going to be closer to 95 to 100 degrees. So just, again, be aware of that. Make sure you bring hydration. I did see some people asking about water in the course. They will have water stations. There's also going to be water fountains in the stadium like they normally, just the regular ones. You can always stop and get water there, too. And I have been known to do that at some of these stadium races when it's been extra hot. So I hope you found that very helpful. Now, there won't be barbed wire at Citizens Bank Park. There's just nowhere to put it, so don't worry about that. And I expect the rest of it pretty much be on par. Now, it won't be quite as long as AT&T Stadium, but that video should help you get ready. Again, go to SpartanObstacles.com and you can get to the book and the stadium prep. Thanks a lot. I'm Chris, the Normal Fat Guy. You see me at the race. Come and say hi.